Hey guys, we gotta do a little status update thing so I can explain to you what's going on, because y'all were confused, or some of you were, and you were shouting at me on every social media platform, and I'm like, this is not a singular location to try to answer this question. So you may have been noticing that they took a few days off and did a co-op series in the meantime, or maybe you didn't even correlate those two as being replacements for each other. But basically, by the way, it switched to a piercing weapon. I saw your comments, although it's not upgraded, so I don't know if it's going to be worth it overall. We'll see. So a long time ago, I recorded a co-op series. Wow, that's very... The lack of upgrades might be a little rough. Yeah. Anyway, upgrades trump elemental strengths. Well over a year ago, I did a co-op series with Wander and Bird in Dark Souls 3. The problem was that I wanted to do multi-perspective editing because I think that's the best way to present that information, in particular because people are often reacting to stuff that's happening on their screen, and having three separate perspectives makes it really hard to tell what the hell's going on, and that's just like really, I think it's very frustrating for the viewer to not be able to see what people are reacting to by just showing my perspective. Which is way easier, just showing my perspective. That's what most playthroughs are. And Dark Souls is one of the only places where I really will try that kind of extra effort because of how much harder it is. Hey, buddy. The problem, among other things, involving... Oopsie, I just accidentally changed the setting on the television while I was trying to deal with the fact that it's a little too loud. There we go. The problem is that it's really time-consuming. Like, editing it takes way longer than the recording it. On top of the recording time, it's just really a big deal. And they wanted to immediately go on to other co-op stuff, so we went on to, like, PUBG and Fortnite and OW! And other stuff. EDF. Divinity Original Sin 2. And just, like, between that and my normal schedule, I literally could not find time to edit it. It was a problem. And I'm like, so people would be like, where's the rest of the co-op series? I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. So I'm trying to make a point to finally get that done. So, while stuff gets finished editing, it'll just randomly air instead of whatever the current Souls game is, here and there. And then the Souls game will return immediately after the edited videos. And that's just gonna be how things go for a bit, basically. Right now we're doing the Demonzu Souru series. After that it'll be even easier on me because it's pre-recorded stuff. I have a playthrough I did with Andrew where I was trying to get him to be able to beat any Souls game. Let's teach Andrew Soulsborne was our little fun idea. And I did a co-op playthrough with Andrew in Salt and Sanctuary. So those are probably going to be the next two playthroughs that air directly after this one in this time slot. And at any time, any of those three shows may be interrupted temporarily by more Dark Souls 3 co-op as it gets finished until it's really finished. And then all these things will be done. And then I'll have solved all my problems. My backlog of Andrew videos with Souls games will be done, and my co-op series will be done, and then my desire to go back and play Demonzu Souru before servers go down will be solved, although that's a moot point because the game can't be played online anyway, but whatever. my desire to revisit Demonzu Souru in general will have finally happened. Hooray! So that's our update, more or less. Don't be alarmed, and so on. That's an interesting thing that just, like, doesn't come up very often, like, anywhere in games. That, like, that collapsing platform is bizarre. Like, not only does it, first of all, it doesn't, like, crack and then fall, like some items do. Like, I think there's some bridges and stuff like that in Souls games that show, like, a sign of stress. And then a moment later, they're going to collapse. So, like, the first or second sign of stress is, like, warnings that thing's gonna collapse. This one straight up immediately disintegrates under your feet, and you have to be, I think you have to be already sprinting in order to make it across. It's just a bizarre thing that I don't think shows up anywhere else in any of the games, and I'm not sure if it even shows up in this one again. Just a weird, never-before-seen mechanic that they threw away in one little corner for the Great Club, which is a strength weapon that I'll probably... Actually, it might be valid. Do I have this? I need 20 strength for it. Where am I at? 19. Wow. I'm actually pretty close. I am pretty close. Thankfully, if you already fought your way in through the back door, it's actually, there's that shortcut, that little path that leads you to that item that leads to you falling, surprisingly does not lead to you actually having to refight any enemies. Because you just loop back around like it's no big deal. Yeah, about that. How about nah? Nasty surprise on their part. I always think there's gonna be some guy that's gonna blow that up, just instinctively, because that's like what explosive barrels usually mean. There's always some dude that's ready to blow them up in your face. It's a weird exception here. Yeah, more healing grass. Which I kind of need because I burned through it a lot. More than I should. Oop. There we go. Unknown Hero's Soul. Howdy. Good thing they never turn around. They're weirdly inspective. Like they're trying to look around so much. Look at them just like looking left and right over and over again. And yet strangely they don't ever actually turn around. And then right down there you can see the area that I just was in, that I ran through, that had the lava worms and the group of guys with the fire swords that I fought. I like the environmental continuity is always fun. It's all layered and everything, which is true for every game in the franchise. People will try to say that that Dark Souls 2 didn't have this, but there's actually a lot of environments that have this kind of design in Dark Souls 2. It's just that the interplay between zones isn't quite connected, but that's not true for most games in the franchise, including Demonzu Souls and most of Bloodborne and most of Dark Souls 1, the game that people claim does it, and most of Dark Souls 3, and yeah. Really, Dark Souls 1 had like 3 aha moments of, whoa, this is connected to that, and then the entire rest of the game, it never happened again. And then people retroactively convinced themselves the entire game was shaped like that and not like a couple of doors. Hello. Hello. Which is why Bloodborne was like, I'll trump this, and then you get the Ladder of Doom, the Snake Eater ladder. That's like, just like, we're gonna one-up every continuous environment thing you've ever seen in a Souls game. Mwah. That wouldn't feel very good. There's no reason to fight these guys, it's just actively wasteful, basically. But it feels weird to just leave them, even though that's the smart thing to do. You think that for somebody that used to always play rogues in games, I'd be more inclined to let them be. Howdy. Oh, just barely? Oh, god damn it. That came down to centimeters, didn't it? The bastard sword. Excuse me? Also known as the one and a half hand sword. Die kleine Zweihander. Or to be die keine Zweihander. I mean, none of these are correct names. None of these are correct names, so they're making them up. They're both true, the not two-hander and the small two-hander. Kind of. Probably be most accurately called a less than two-hander. But I'm too far out of touch there. Howdy, fire monsters. How you doing? Hello? Hey, doggy. How you doing down there? Hey, doggy. Did you just walk through... You just walked through the wall. Oh, he saw me. Or did he? Did he see me, or did he just run back? Because that's his pathing. Oh, he's running into a pole. Okay. And then there's these guys that weirdly make, like, a creaking noise. I feel like they make a really strange sound. Hello. I'm gonna try to clear this path out as I can. Ooh, double kill. Thank you for the Dragonstone, you bright, bright monsters. Hello. Nope. Oh. I rubbed up on him. Skin contact, very bad. Doggos? I can hear you. No, I can't. I saw you, though. Oh. Can it be? Will he figure it out? There he goes. I was genuinely uncertain if he was going to be able to figure out how to get up here. Oh. Play dead. Play dead. Play dead. Oh, that's a good boy. Oh, oh. Oh. Weren't there, like, a lot more of you? Where are the rest? Oh. Weirdly rubbing into the wall. Uh-oh. There we go. You coming? You coming? Hey, boy. Ow. Ow. What was this around the corner side dive you got there? You're messing up my tactics. Clear? Ed's grindstone. His only grindstone. He had one grindstone. I mean, I guess you can have a bunch of grindstones and all of them would still be Ed's grindstone, but it just takes away the impact of the name a little bit when there's a bunch. Especially when my exposure to it right here is that I picked up 2 of them at once. For how infrequently you have to repair items in this game, it's interesting that there's just straight up, like, item repair pickups you get. That's what that is, right? Oh, it's just the right-handed weapon, though. Doesn't recover your shield or your armor, so you do have to visit Ed for that stuff. Or his brother, not Ed. I've got grass, you guys. Let's get that unequipped before I start using it on accident. I am not looking forward to the boss of this level. Oopsie. Hey, rude. Oop. Rude. Oh. This level's got one of those bosses that, like, on paper isn't hard or complicated, but it's just, ow, Mr. Hyper Armor. But something about him is just weird enough that it can really throw me off. It's just a weird fight. Hey there. No. You attack first. No, you, ow. I thought I was gonna be able to just casually sidewalk around that, but instead I'm just burning through my healing supply more through carelessness. Huzzah. I want your gems. Ooh. Look at all the stuff he gave me. No. That was not even close to being in range. Yes, camera. That's what I want to see. The scaffolding. How did you know? Oh, this game's poor camera. It tries. Oh, crap. I didn't see you. Oh, that was a bad risk. I took a bad risk, and I paid the price, which is more grass. I'm gonna have to buy grass. I'm doing terrible things with the supply. This is one of the fun things, is just gradually opening up the environment via environmental changes. The more I see this zone, I think that it kind of feels like maybe this zone inspired... Because, like, they constantly reuse zone ideas, more or less, throughout their games. And so I look at this zone, and I can't help but see the second DLC from Dark Souls 2. With all the machinery pieces that are moving around, and the part where you make a change in the environment by turning the entire factory on or off in some way, and then backtrack through it to see the new path that opened up as a result. I've been up there already, right? Yeah, that's that way. That's where you have to go. Did I already grab the loot? Yes. God damn. What, do you have wings on your shoes? I said that already, didn't I? His movement is just crazy. And so, the water cools the rock shockingly effectively, which raises questions about why it was so hot in the first place. Where's the source of the heat and the lava? Did that turn off and I just don't see where it's coming from? Because it really would have cooled on its own if there wasn't a continuous source of heat nearby. Poison resistance. Not where you expect to find poison resistance. The fire and stone dungeon where nobody uses poison. I kind of see it as like a Mega Man and a Mega Man style progression system. Because in Mega Man games, you'll fight your various bosses and gain the power of that boss, and the power of that boss is the weakness of another boss, so you'll use that against the other bosses. So when you've played a Mega Man game before, or just guess well, you like know the optimum order for fighting the bosses, so you can use their weaknesses against them. And so there's a little hint of that sometimes, where in some Souls games they give you the elemental resistance ring in the same dungeon that uses that element, but in other ones they'll give it to you in the wrong dungeon, and then it creates like an optimum path thing, where if you play the dungeons in a certain order, you'll have like nice, helpful rings. Howdy. Yeah, I see your trap. I see your engine crashing trap that this game can totally handle really well. These massive explosions. Howdy. I don't know why I did that when I could have just rolled through it at that point. Must remove explosives from room. Woohoo! Last thing I want to do is get blindsided by one of those. Woo-hoo-hoo. Trying to whip me? You trying to whip it good? How's that working out for you? Huh? How's that working out for you? There we go. Man, has my damage gone up since the first time I fought one of you. Or was I just not two-handing when I did that? Item! What could it be? Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Oh, Jesus. That was a frame rate drop. Where am I? I don't think we're above a familiar spot. No. Via that weird, like, high contrast, low resolution, like low lightness but high contrast thing. There's like a weird, like, thing where, like, the darkest spots are paradoxically lighter, and so you can kind of make out the environment very slightly. But if anything, it feels like it's either an unfinished zone they never used, or it's just placeholder background elements of just like some more scaffolding and floor for this one room. Ruh-roh. And then suddenly that poison resistance ring has a hint of foreshadowing, doesn't it? So we have a bunch of the miners around here, and they're all wrapped up in web. Howdy. You dummy, you're supposed to wait for me to come over there. What were you attacking? Honestly. You just take fall damage? A+ strategy you got there. Ooh. Lost a valuable second there when I did the little... Come on, I can't even do it on purpose? There you go. What is that? Kamehameha! I think it's just like it's just a little shove. It's hard to articulate what the gesture accomplishes without having an opponent that he's using it on to show its interaction with another body. Always search everywhere. Oh, I almost fell. The Chris blade. Well, my name's not Chris, so I can't use that one. That's the law of blades. You didn't know about that one? Oh, it's water. I was like, what is this weird, flat, purple surface? Part of Spider Stone. Get it? You get the foreshadowing? I don't know if you get it. There's a poison resist ring. There's shards of Spider Stone. There's webs everywhere. Some guy's named Chris. It's all signs point towards the Medusa encounter. You hide anything back here? You hide anything back here besides two-dimensional webs? No, it's just the webs. Now remember, kids, whenever you're gonna fight a boss fight, you always want to send the elevator back to its original position to make your next run more convenient. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait for it to come all the way back, and that's just a pain. And also, there might be a secret under it. There is not. There's not a secret under it. There's a hole. If you like holes, then that's pretty sweet, I guess. You like holes? It's okay if you like holes. You can tell me. That's a chunk of Spider Stone. Nah. There might be a giant, colossal warning sign over there. I'm trying to remember if Demon's Souls has boss fights that you walk into without a fog gate. Because, like, that happens later, like, there's games that have, like, more ambush boss fights, or just a boss fight that's blatantly a boss fight, but not via fog gate. You can see, like, a guy that looks menacing that you're gonna walk up to. Oh, hey! Who's a creepy glowy eye? Not very common that you can literally see the boss fight through the fog gate. I don't think that comes up too much, but you can straight up see, like, 3 glowy red eyes, and you can, if you're trained to know what to look for, by which I mean you saw the webs, you can kind of see, like, it's a spidery shape creature. Like, there's a big main body in the middle, and then there's a bunch of legs that are pointing upward, which means that they probably point back downward out of frame, like a spider. I'm saying it looks like a spider. I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Let's see here. Do I have a flame resistance ring, and am I currently wearing it? I am. Now you know why. Because I was preemptively wearing it for that purpose. Probably. It's probably why I put it on. I also might have been putting it on preemptively just because the other rings aren't good yet. Good reason. How's that flame resist? Do you even have flame resist in this game? Does that breakdown of element types happen? I think the attack might count. I don't know. By the time you get to Dark Souls 2, there's a nice, like, spreadsheet of all the different defense percentages that you get for each weapon, for how good it is at blocking different elements. I don't know if steel's better or worse. What I do know is it's heavier, and I'll fat roll if I try to use it. So let's not do that. I mean, I'm probably going in as is. I don't think I've got, I'll maybe equip some late moon grass. Maybe get rid of the crescent moon grass altogether, because I'm not going to do small heals in this fight. I want the heals to count. I'm kind of curious to see if I have any sort of resistance items in my inventory. I can cover my weapon with fire. That's not really helpful. Maybe making it magic would help. Maybe. Worth considering. This might go super well, or it might go super embarrassingly, because this fight's weird and I'm super unpracticed against it. So we'll see how that goes. There we go. Top myself off. Oh. I love this song. Ow. Ow. I used this song in my Final Fantasy Type 0 playthrough because I couldn't use the original song because it was copyright. So I used this. Very different tone. I forgot it was for this fight. They might have reused it somewhere else. Shit. I'm gonna die. Ow. Ow. Wow, it keeps going. Wow. That web is a problem. You saw me stumble. I stumbled because I tried to run, and I couldn't run because I was covered in a web. That's a huge problem. I blocked it. Ow. Couldn't recover in time, I don't think. Woohoo! iframe dodge. Uh-oh. Oof. Could you not web me? There we go. I wanted to back off. Oh, he webbed me again. Oh, should not have done that. Oh, he's doing the big charge up. Okay. I was backing off because I didn't want to get stuck in there if he did that again. Ow, really? That's not... well, that's not very nice either. Why did I... stop rolling. Stop trying to roll when you're covered in a web, you dummy. I've got to get used to this mechanic that doesn't... They don't use, usually. Oh, no. No. Come on. There we go. Oh, man. I know you guys are, like, so into that, like, that elegant, like, theme that Gwyn has in Dark Souls with, like, the piano and the... Like, it's all pretty and anime, but man, the Demon's Souls will always be my favorite soundtrack in this franchise. It's so fantastic. I love the weird discordant plucking and the horns. It's so great. It's fantastic. There we go. Like, I like this song. I like the Fool's Idol theme. That's just like that weird, lonely horror piano. It's great. It's great. Go back. Go back to the OG. I think that's all the loot in this room. Alright, got on my first try, and I didn't use a massive amount of healing items. I even did a few smart things there where I was rapidly switching between, like, I was switching to shield to block, and then switching to my two-hander to just go all in on for the full damage between the attacks. The toughest thing about that fight is the web. It's a really cool mechanic. I like that it has, like, a gimmicky boss fight mechanic with the web and everything. It's a little rough to get used to and adapt to live a little bit, but like I like that inclusion. I'm trying to think of other gimmicky boss fights in the Souls games that do that kind of stuff, and it's actually pretty uncommon. The main thing that comes to mind is the poison pool that they use on that one boss fight that you can get rid of via the windmill thing, but like that one was arguably not a great idea by comparison. Manus, perhaps. Manus has some cool, weird shit going on. Did I even... I honestly don't even know how much of that fight was spent with my sticky white stuff even being active, or if that even increases damage against that particular enemy. But I tried it. I gave it a shot. Alright, back to burning through my crappier items. There we go. Might need to buy healing items soon, or I might just power through for now. He's still staring in the same direction. It's really awkward if you approach him from the wrong side, and then he's just like, "What do you mean you're over there? I didn't know you could do that. You weirdo." How much can I level?
Thou seeketh soul, then soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
One level at best.
Soul of the lost, drawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. so the world might be mended.
Don't really remember what I was going for last. I could use some vitality though, just in general. Health is good. I need to get 4,200.
Art thou done? May thine strength help the world be mended.